Professor Filippo Biondi, by the way, all of this.
Now dedicated primarily towards his project called Harmonic SAR, which aims to advance the overall development and deployment of SAR technologies, the same technologies that have been deployed in these recent studies of the Giza Plateau,
right,
which the team believes have revealed a massive network of subterranean structures extending below the Khafra Pyramid and the Giza Plateau itself.
Man, wouldn't that be amazing, though? Wouldn't that be amazing? The way this is explained now, every time I hear it, particularly the way he is putting it now, kind of puts the element of skepticism in my mind to the side for a moment, and I dream about it. I'm like, oh, that would be amazing.
And joining him today is investigative journalist and researcher Armando May, who specializes in ancient civilizations with a particular emphasis on Egyptology. Armando contributes his archaeological and historical expertise to the Khafra project team, and it's great to have him with us. So it's a pleasure.
Not a great contribution, I'll be honest with you, Mr. Anderson. I've reviewed the entire conference in Italian. As a speaker, I don't know if Armando May was worse or if Corrado Malanga was the worst one. I'm not sure. It's difficult to really make my mind on that one, but literally almost everything that Armando May has presented does not contribute to anything. Extremely unprofessional, horribly presented, terrible justification for any of his claims. It was just a mess. Also, if we read in the pinned comment made by Project Unity here, it says, in this exclusive interview, I am joined by both Professor Filippo Biondi, an investigative researcher and Egyptologist, Armando May. Here's my question, since this on the video you say he's interested in Egyptology, but here you call him an Egyptologist. Is he an Egyptologist? Because I asked one of the members of my team who is an Egyptologist PhD, and it doesn't sound like Armando May has this qualification to me. So could you please justify this, Mr. Anderson? Is he an actual Egyptologist, or does he just like Egyptian history? Because if just liking Egyptian history and putting down some time to research it is enough, then I am also an Egyptologist, yet I'm not, which is why I pay a professional Egyptologist to help me do my research and qualify my statements on my videos. Just so we're clear.
To speak with both of you, but Filippo, the findings from the team have caused shockwaves around the world. There's been a lot of excitement and there's been a lot of skepticism. So I hope that this conversation will clear the air for people so that we can have a better understanding of what you and the team behind the Khafra project have been doing. So there's been, like I said, a lot of critiques in the wider Western media from archaeologists and radar specialists saying that your claims of structures reaching 2 kilometers below the ground are not possible with the conventional technologies being deployed through synthetic aperture radar, through ground penetrating radar, that it's simply...
Which is a correct statement, by the way, but the only thing is that in theory, if this technique is new, then it wouldn't apply because it's new. Of course, the simple fact that they say it works is not enough. We need, in my opinion, more proof that the technology works. But to be fair and play devil's advocate here, someone who is an expert on conventional SAR technology, I mean, this is a new technique. So it's like it's different. He's the guy who invented it. So in theory, he's the only one who understands it. That, of course, does not put him outside of the box of possible critique. He needs to prove it, but just to dot my I's.
Simply not possible for your team to obtain high-fidelity imagery or signatures so deep below the Earth. But as I've come to understand it through research and through listening to what you and the team had to say during your presentation in March, you're responsible for deploying a different technique, a different method from what I can understand.
Yes,
you have patented this method, applied for it in 2022 under the title of Synthetic Aperture Radar Underground, Undersea, Under Ice, and Inside Distributed Targets Tomographic Doppler Imaging. Now, that's a lot of big words, and I would really appreciate it if you could explain in detail how your method is different, because this is definitely the main critique I'm seeing. This is one of the big issues, and it seems to be based on the assumption that you are using the conventional techniques, but you're not doing that. You're using this patented method of your own, and I think it's worth explaining in as much detail as you can, and also try to explain so that people who are not scientists can understand as well. I think it's very important that the general public understand the difference between the conventional SAR scanning and these techniques that you're deploying.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your nice and very long presentation of ourselves. First of all, I would like...
Of course, he means introduction. It's just that in Italian, it's kind of the same word. Presentazione.
Sorry for my English, because I don't speak every day this language, but we will manage to to do it well.
We appreciate Professor Biondi.
Yes, I noticed that there was a bit of criticism about the technique we used for scanning inside pyramids. But I tell you that criticism was raised by people that weren't deeply inside of scientific world. I tell you, I saw a lot of debunkers, a lot of YouTubers, one physicist that I can't say her name, but never mind.
Sabine Hossenfeier. Sabine, I just said it.
One professor of radar that is specialized in ground penetrating radar. We are a community of about 200 or 300 guys, people. We are a restricted community, yes, but nobody told me anything about my technique, so that's good.
All right, that's a little bit of a misrepresentation. I don't know if it's due to his English or if it's because he's actually trying to shift the goalpost. I don't know, so I'm not going to make an accusation.